Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's Employee of the Month, 2 months in a row. Leave a message at the... Hi, Jamie. It's me, Jamie. I just had a new idea for our song about the Name Your Price tool. So when it's like, tell us what you want to pay, hey, 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 and the trombone goes, blah, 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 and you say, we'll help you find coverage options to fit your budget. Then we just all do finger snaps while a choir goes, savings coming at ya, savings coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see you at practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1243. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. Welcome to Monday. And this is one of those fun shows where I answer a question I received a while back, and I just decided to release the show today. And the question is, how should I interpret it if I haven't heard back after 2 weeks? Hope you find this helpful. Hope you give it a great review. Apple Podcasts, please. That's my favorite place for reviews. Apple Podcasts. And if you're interested in taking my classes on Skillshare, it's not just my classes, but a lot of classes, thousands of classes in all different fields and areas. Use the link in the show notes because you'll be able to get 2 months free from Skillshare instead of just one. And with that, let's get going. Here's a question I received from someone. Let me just make sure I had the language correct. How do I interpret it if I have not heard from an interviewer in 2 weeks? So I think there are two ways to approach this question. Number one is, at the time of your interview with the corporation, with the company, at the end of the interview, did you ask them what their timeline was for making a decision? If not, well, I'm going to get to that in a little bit. If you did, well, if they said in 2 weeks, give them a few extra days and reach out to them saying, I understood that from our interview that you thought you might be making decisions in about 2 weeks. Is that the case? Has your timeline shifted? What's happened? Okay, so that's interpretation number one. They've changed their mind that they're going to extend their search a little bit. Maybe people canceled, maybe some great profiles came in. Whatever it is, they're extending it a little bit. That's one possible interpretation. Second possible interpretation, so far we're only dealing on the corporate side, so there are no third-party recruiters in the equation. Second possibility is, you're still under consideration. They're just, they can't yet make a decision for whatever the reason. Third thing is they've rejected you. They haven't gotten around of telling all the people that have been rejected, but, or they're just going to hope that you fade into the ether and don't bother them again. If you call them, they're going to say, oh, I'm sorry, we've decided to go in a different direction. Now, third-party recruiter, it's a little bit different because third-party recruiters often don't get back to people because there's nothing in it for them to do that. So if you call up a third-party recruiter after 2 weeks and say, hey, I did that interview for you 2 weeks ago, what's the status of this thing? Then they'll give you an answer. If they duck your phone call, that means one of two things. It means they don't know yet, or they do know and don't want to turn you down because it's hard for them to deal with the I've been turned down for the job. So, even there, it's hard to interpret. At the end of the day, you can't tell, and I can't tell you what it means that you haven't heard anything in 2 weeks. The only way you can find out what it really means is call the party that you've been dealing with. Corporation, recruiter, whoever that is, say, it's been 2 weeks since I interviewed. Give me an update on what's going on. Then you'll know the answer. But everything else is pure speculation without data, especially if you didn't ask them what their timeline was. So that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, here are a few ways that I can help you. First of all, you can hire me to coach you throughout your job search in every way imaginable. That includes a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique, interview preparation, helping you with a salary negotiation and or networking, answering your questions about your job search, giving you advice about a decision you have to make once you have the offer. We can work in 30-minute or 1-hour increments throughout your search. And the easiest way to talk with me about it is by connecting with me at linkedin.com/IN/the big game hunter. Mention that you listen to the show. I just like knowing that I'm helping folks. And once we're connected, message me that you're interested in coaching. We'll do a free discovery conversation with one another. If you're not interested in coaching and you just have a few questions, the easiest way to do it is by reaching out to me through the Magnifi app for iOS. That's Magnifi with an I. Or if you don't have an iOS device, if you're an Android user or you just want to call me on the phone, do it through prestoexperts.com, where I'm a career coach and job search expert. For those of you who've been listening to the show, you know that I always talk about JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. And recently, we've been changing the focus of the site to really emphasize interviewing and answering tough interview questions. If you join, you'll have access to curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that's designed to help you find work more quickly, as well as videos and podcasts and other information. Again, an emphasis on interviewing and answering tough interview questions. You can also take my classes on Skillshare and become a premium member using the link in the show notes and get 2 months for free instead of the 1 month that the site offers. And the last thing I want to mention to you is schedule me for lunch. I do it at 12:30 most days, and for now I'm making myself available Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for lunch at 12:30 Eastern Time. We'll meet over Zoom and be able to see one another. You bring something to eat, or if it's early for you, very simply bring some coffee with you. We'll sit and talk for 45 minutes. I'll answer your questions. That's less for $175. That's less than what I charge for comparable time for my coaching. So again, reach out to me through LinkedIn and we'll schedule a time for lunch. Have a great day. Take care.
There's no better place to watch football with friends than Buffalo Wild Wings. They've got all the games on wall-to-wall TVs and a new $5 game day menu with 38-ounce pitchers of Bud Light, Coors Light, and Miller Lite, cheeseburgers and brats, and select cocktails. And every Sunday, you can play an exclusive fantasy football game with DraftKings with prizes like free wings for a year. Get to Buffalo Wild Wings for our $5 game day deals. When football is on, you have to be here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Price and participation vary, subject to restrictions, limited time only.